And the more I step into myself and who I want to be and what I want out of life, the easier it's going to be for when I have the turbulence and the challenges put against me, I'll be able to stand my ground. Not literally fist fight, but building the confidence within myself will make it so much easier to face the challenges as they come to me and to be able to continue to stand in who I am, no matter how someone else is going to perceive me, whether that be positive, whether that be negative. As long as I know that I'm approaching everything as authentically as possible, that is the most important thing at the end of the day. I believe that is really what a villain era is. Hello. I need to make sure that I am filming with audio now, because you guys will know that I think not last video but the video before that, no nice audio, because I just simply did not make sure that the audio was recording. I do look a little shiny. Shiny. Here we go. I'm just gonna pat in my T-zone because I don't have the desire to put on any makeup right now. I'm gonna go swimming again. Ironic that in the video that I just finished editing, I was also going swimming. I hope this isn't too loud in the background because my laptop is right in front of me where the mic was. So let me move that out of the way. Okay, so today, as you can see by the title, we are talking about entering our villain era. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I think I had watched a video touching on this topic this week, today, yesterday, I don't remember. But as I am looking back at the videos that I recently made and just seeing all the challenges that are being put in my path, I'm realizing more and more that I need to step into my villain era. And that is not to say that I'm going to be a Cruella de Vil, an evil queen, a legitimate bad person. I just have to really understand that there are billions of people on this planet, and that's not even talking about how many beings exist in our universe. But on our planet alone, there are billions of people, and I just simply cannot expect to be able to please and to be liked by every single one of those people. So why am I going to try? Why am I going out of my way to try and please so many people that exist outside of myself? And I've done it for a long time, and I think being someone who literally has, what is it? My middle name is Felice. Does that mean happy? That's always been something that has sat in the back of my mind. Like, am I always supposed to be happy? Like, I'm not supposed to be sad. And a way that I tried to avoid what I was dealing with in life was to be a sense of happiness, a person that emits joy in everything that they do. And then working for Disney while going through all the things I was going through so much stuff behind the scenes with a smile on my face. And so subconsciously, my psychology was literally wired to like force this happiness out of myself and not actually process things. And then it goes to the psychology of living in California and it being beautiful pretty much 365 days of the year, minus a couple of days where it's rainy or gloomy or just not in the mid 70s. So we are learning to be authentically ourselves. We are learning to be okay with not being received in the way that we believe ourselves to be. Like, people are just going to choose to perceive us in the way that they're going to perceive us because of their particular circumstances in life, and that is just none of our business. I'm tired of making other people's feelings and thoughts and considering other people so much more than I'm considering myself. And I just feel all this energy in me. I had a bit of a slow start to my day. It's just been a funny last 24 hours. Honestly, not even last 24 hours. These last 2 weeks. Last week, it's only been 1 week actually that we've been in our Freebird era. But since beginning these videos and documenting and sharing so publicly and openly, like literally anybody can watch these videos, just being okay with that. The video that I posted, I touched a little bit on Chappell Roan, and then I watched someone else's video talking about the price of fame in this day and age and in the accessibility era of our phones and social media, and just preparing myself for what it is that I am calling in because the fear of how I'm going to be received and what people are going to say or possibly think or whatever is just no longer something that I'm allowing to hold me back from doing what it is that I want to do. It's a scary place, but it's also, I'd rather be scared going after what it is that I want than allow that fear to hold me back. I love having this documentation because when I finally get around to editing it down, it always finds me where I need to be reminded most. I probably have said that so many times before, but it's always being reminded to me. Oh, guys. So much is happening. I'm really excited to swim again. I'm going to my uncle's house and I'm gonna swim with my sister and my cousins. And I need a plunge. This heat wave is really like pushing us and challenging us physically and mentally. I know in all the good ways, but it's, as I think for my particular circumstances, because I'm literally watching myself go through this as I'm documenting it versus being an Aquarius that fills up my vase and then pours it out and then moves on to the next thing. I am forcing myself to essentially relive what it is that I just went through days later, maybe a week later, depending on how many videos I have to film and how fast I get to it. And it's so interesting. It's a very unique experience. And I just know the more that I'm putting myself out there, the more that I'm gonna just see myself going through things, and it's gonna be such a meta experience for myself, maybe for you guys, because I'll just keep referencing what it is that I am experiencing, and then it's just a Kiana had made a funny comment where she was like, it's so cute that you're always reminding the audience that while you're making the video you're in the future, and then they are just catching up timeline wise. And it's so real, because my perspective on creating content was hindered before by the fact that I wasn't outputting fast enough, and that I thought that I needed to provide right when I created, or right when I experienced, or right when I documented, you know what I mean? And now that I'm in a place where I'm reclaiming so many things of myself and for myself, and as I'm doing what it is that I'm doing, I'm allowing it to be released to the world in a timeline that is out of my control, that I'm just allowing to happen. It's so freeing, but at the same time it's so uncomfortable, because I want to have control over it, but I know that there's so many things out of my control, especially in building a platform and growing this, whatever this is gonna be for myself, as I be the creative artist person that I've always been, and fully allowing that of myself, trusting in God and the universe and whoever it is that is running the show up there. It's very cool, I think is where I will stop that sentence. It's very, very cool. I'm happy to be here. As much as I go through such a roller coaster of emotions and feelings and thoughts on a day-to-day basis, on an hour-to-hour basis, I know that everything is serving me, and I know that everything is happening for a reason, that things don't not have a purpose. I hate when I have to make sentences like that or when I do make sentences like that, because I don't have to. I choose to do it. Whew. And then there are parts of me that get frustrated because I'm not yet where I think I should be. But then I have to remind myself and I have to come back from my high horse and from my pedestal. Like, there's nowhere that you're supposed to be. Where you're supposed to be is where you are right now, because that is taking you to exactly where you are supposed to be. Yeah, that made sense. And it's constantly pulling myself back to the present. I know we had touched on this, how as a collective, especially as a POC collective, we're not the biggest fans of, what was it? Human design, because that is just particular cultures and spirituality practices that are essentially gentrified to be more palatable. But I guess everything is a stepping stone to everything, right? We can't necessarily yuck someone's yum if they're doing their best to be going down a higher path, an enlightening path. But anyways, with that being said, if we listen to human design, I am a generator, I believe. So I have to be in the present, and that is my challenge, because I always want to be in the future, and then sometimes I'll be in the past. And I know that there's a balance to this all, that everything everything serves a purpose, but it is a tough cookie, especially with accessibility. I'm learning to detach myself from keeping up with people unless I really need to, and overconsumption, and feeling that I am late to the game or that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. It's all learning. We're all learning here, and I'm always reminding ourselves of that. We are all learning here, and there is no right or wrong, there just is. And once we make peace with that, everything else just flows so much easier. I'm really trying to not force myself to speed through this because I want to walk fin before I go out to swim. That rhymed. But I also feel the energy going like this in me, that I'm trying to catch up to it, but I just need to take a deep breath. I need to drink some water. Hold on. My water. I'm also about to run out of battery. Okay, hold on. Okay, we should be back. I really need to invest in one of those dummy batteries, I believe is what it's called, so that I'm not constantly needing to change my battery, because that is a constant in these videos. How are we feeling? Good? I feel better after hydrating. I need to be better at hydrating because I've noticed that I'm not being a good hydrated gal these days. And that is probably why I am dealing with the things that I'm dealing with. The video that I just edited today was talking about my body and not disrespecting ourselves, and fighting these narratives that run through our brains so subconsciously is a challenge, guys. It is a challenge, especially as a woman of color, especially as someone who is constantly seeing themselves every single day. And obviously I see myself every single day, but through a camera, and then editing, and then posting it up, and then showing other people. Like, it's just a constant, I am physically being seen type of deal, which is a lot, but also at the same time, I'm signing up for this. This is what I want to do, and it's getting used to all of this. But anyways, let's get back to the topic. So villain era, we are entering our villain era. This is probably going to be a series because there's a lot of steps to fully entering our villain era. I know that I'm personally in a place right now where I'm trying to figure out my aesthetic. I'm trying to figure out how it is I want to dress, because I want to dress in the way that really emphasizes who I really am, versus wearing clothes that I mentally am attracted to, but then when I look at it on myself, it just doesn't fit what I had thought it was going to be because I liked it on someone else. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to like it on myself. And so one of the steps is going to be going through my closet and really purging the things that I just don't touch anymore, or when I do put it on, I just don't fully feel like me. I don't feel like it's showcasing who I really am. It's just clothing on my body, if that makes any sense. And then I was watching a video on, what was it? It was like about brand identity. And as obviously today's not a great day to reference my hair because we just didn't do anything with my hair. I've been editing all day, so I just had it in a half up, half down. But thinking about Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Ariana Grande, like their before and afters. Obviously it's after they kind of got bigger, or once they started stepping more into who they were supposed to be, they created a visual, a brand identity, and I'm looking to figure out what that is for myself. Sometimes I'm like, should I dye my hair red again? But I like my natural hair. So I'm trying to figure out what that means for myself. I want my silhouette to be that Zoe. You know what I mean? Figuring it out for myself. Well, we're gonna get there, but it's just, these are things as we enter our villain era, stepping into who we want to see in the mirror. And that doesn't necessarily mean like we have to make these big changes, but what is it that we can accentuate out of ourselves in order to see the person that we know that we are, if that makes any sense. And then it also goes to like the mindset and the emotional intelligence and self-care in a mental, emotional, psychological space. How do we speak to ourselves? How do we present ourselves to ourselves? How do we talk to ourselves up here that is, up and down who we are, versus infiltrated thoughts from society and other people and what we think we're supposed to be. And then villain era, I've already done this for a long time and I continue to do it, but thinking about the people that we surround ourselves with. What is it? The 5 people you keep closest to you essentially creates who you are. I'm quoting that wrong. I don't like that. But the 5 people that you associate with the most is like who you become. Maybe I'll write it here or something, but you guys get what I mean. It's understanding who we surround ourselves with is very important. Whose opinions that we take into consideration on a daily basis is going to feed into how we end up perceiving life on a daily basis. Cutting people off, cutting things off, cutting places off. I find it very fascinating that my mom and my grandma are going on a trip starting Tuesday. My mom's going to be gone for almost a month. And so I find that very fascinating because I repeat this over and over. I love my mom very much, but her and I are just very different people. I'm living a very different life than what she sees out of her own 2 eyes. In this next month, I just know that I'm gonna grow into myself a lot more because I'm gonna have the freedom to do as I want to do without feeling I need to tiptoe or, subconsciously have this feeling that I need to be proving myself to somebody every single day. When I know that it's not true, it's that mother-daughter dynamic, especially as the youngest rebellious child. It is just a part of the dynamic that I need to work through, and the more I step into myself and who I want to be and what I want out of life, the easier it's gonna be for when I have the turbulence and the challenges put against me, I'll be able to stand my ground. Not literally fist fight, but building the confidence within myself will make it so much easier to face the challenges as they come to me and to be able to continue to stand in who I am, no matter how someone else is going to perceive me, whether that be positive, whether that be negative. As long as I know that I'm approaching everything as authentically as possible, that is the most important thing at the end of the day. I believe that is really what a villain era is, to be as authentically ourselves as possible, regardless if someone is going to receive us positively or negatively. It's not our job. It's never been our job, but for those of us who thought it was our job for a very long time to make sure that the people around us, whether we know them well or not, receive us well, we have to cut that. We're not even putting in our 2 weeks for that anymore. We're just cold turkey cutting it off. We're going to HR day of saying, today's my last day. Thanks. You can send my check in the mail. That's how I experienced a lot of things in my life. It's just cut off cold turkey. No 2-week notice. Well, I guess for nannying, I did get a 2-week notice, but it was honestly 24 hours from when I acknowledged to the universe that I'm ready to step into the next chapter. The following day, I got set free. And then 2 weeks later, I was actually put out into the world because I was already doing this and posting, and 2 weeks in, and then 1 week into actually making it public knowledge. So stepping into our villain era, I have to move. Like, I'm internally stressing sitting here. But stepping into our villain era, that is going to be a sub-series in this 30-day digital diary series. And maybe the digital diaries will exist past 30 days, but at least this initial 30-day challenge, one of the missions is to really step into our villain era, because I touched on this in the video I just posted today, which is stop letting people disrespect you. I can't remember what I'm gonna put as the title, but it was about no longer allowing people to disrespect us and to not allow ourselves to disrespect ourselves. We need to step into this villain era, and that means that we can no longer be nice. Being nice is what was I telling myself? The word nice is derogatory now. We cannot be nice. Being nice is not something that we should be striving to achieve. Being kind is a very different thing from being nice. Being nice is like fake to me. At least in my personal experience of being nice, it was dishonoring myself. Dishonor on your cow type beat. And I'm tired of being nice. I'm kind. I'm a good person, but I'm no longer just being nice. Being nice is overrated and it's disrespectful to ourselves. And we can no longer disrespect ourselves. So I'm gonna cut this off here because I wanna walk. The sun is going down. It was 11:11 when I said that, so cutting I'm cutting us off here, but this is the start of our villain era. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. On the day that I film this, it is a Sunday, so this whole upcoming week, maybe it'll be every single day, tackling one part of our villain era, and by the end of this week, possibly, most likely, no, definitely, by the end of the 30 days, which is in 16 days from today, we will be, well, I guess for you guys, it's a little bit less than that, but we will be in our villain era. We are now in our villain era. I am claiming it now. I'm letting the universe know we're in our villain era, you know? We're no longer just being nice. We're no longer being, do I want to say that? We're no longer being Cinderella in the beginning of the movie, where she was just allowing her stepmother and her stepsisters and everyone else to walk on over her. We're reclaiming ourselves. Yes, we are being kind. Yes, we are still being good people, but we're no longer allowing other people who aren't even worth our time and energy to disrespect us and steal our energy from us. We're past that, you guys. We're better than that. We're worth more than that. Okay? Okay. I think this is good for today. I really want to walk and then swim, so I'm gonna skedaddle. But I love you. Be kind to yourself. Get some sun if it's still sunny out. Take a walk, regardless. Nourish yourself. Hydrate. Drink some kombucha. If you're experiencing some gut issues, honestly, I like this brand a lot. Health Aid, if you want to sponsor me, I will happily take that. But drink your gut positive whatever of choice, and I think that's it, right? I love you. I'll see you soon. I'm using different arms, so this is weird, but